Welcome to the show about food, fun places, and the mayhem of life on a Thursday. I'm Tyler Glen, and this is the Tyler Glen Show. We are streaming live from the center of North America, Brandon, Manitoba, Canada, to the world. A little bit of food, a little bit of fun places, a little bit of mayhem, and we have a bit of a disruption as far as supply chain goes in this country, and actually it's going to affect all of our viewers and listeners right across North America, and it has to do with the railway. That's where the show begins today. Give you an update on what could be an unprecedented disruption in the supply chain. Not since COVID have we had a disruption like this. We'll share those details coming up a little bit later on. Also, we were at the Nelly show at the casino at Sky Dancer Casino over the weekend. Nelly is a new dad. We didn't know this when he took to the stage, but his wife had just had a baby. Baby news from Nelly and Ashanti coming up on the show. Also, it's Advice Thursday, and people are sharing some of the greatest advice they have ever received in their life, and this is going to be great. Inspirational, feel good. It's going to be uplifting. Great advice from great people, and we're going to do a deep dive into that. And we're going to need it because we've got another employee who has dedicated a lot of his life to his job, and he has been, so said, rewarded with an amazing gift. 40 years on the job, and his employer gave him 40 sausage rolls to celebrate. Nothing wrong with sausage rolls. Sausage rolls are pretty awesome. But we were talking about earlier in the week how one 7-Eleven employee, after 50 years of service, got an email from the CEO. I guess sausage rolls are like 10 times better than the email. And we have an update on Alicia Silverstone. She has been located. She is okay. On yesterday's show, we shared a TikTok with you that shared that showed that Alicia had eaten some berries. Maybe she shouldn't have. And the internet was concerned because there were some experts that said, look, that's a poison berry tree. And she provided an update, although there's still some concern at my end. I'll explain coming up. We had a thunder showers move through the area overnight. If you have a dog, chances are, like my Dizzy, he was running around. He was a little bit concerned when the thunder and lightning rolled through in the overnight hours. That has since moved through. You can see it on the radar there. The green on the radar is moving through Portage and into Winnipeg this morning. So that is going to be not affecting us today. We do have the lingering clouds, though, and get set for what is going to be a hot weekend. And, of course, we've got that barbecue coming up at Murray's tomorrow for the Brandon and District United Way. The Tools for Schools barbecue goes tomorrow at 1500 Richmond Avenue. We're collecting tools for school, for underprivileged kids going back to class, and we're also going to raise some funds, too. It's going to be a nice day for that. 27 in the sun tomorrow, 29 in the sun for Saturday. But we'll have these clouds move out, and we'll have some sunshine, 25. Although with the humidex, it'll feel like 30 today. So it will be sticky, a sticky day to get your Thursday going. We've got just 13 days, 1 hour and 54 minutes until the kids are back at class. We are at the 2-week warning, less than 2 weeks to go, and the kids will be, and the teachers, back at class. New school supplies, new attitude, no cell phones. Everyone is just holding their breath. See how that goes with no cell phones this year. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, here is our temperature map across North America this morning and how we compare to everybody else. Nice August morning as we get set to welcome everybody aboard. Welcome to a Thirsty Thursday on the show. Again, we're on all platforms to start on hour one. We're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, and of course, the mothership is Twitch. And that being said, we move over to Twitch for hour 2 of the show. It's free to join. We'd love to have you do that because, listen, especially our Facebook friends, I know there's a few that have both a Facebook account and a Twitch account. We're getting very close to that 500 mark. Help push us over the top, could you? I think we're at 498. We just need 2 more. Just a couple more to get us over the 500. That would be fantastic. It is free to do. It'll give you a username. Then you can join us for both hours of the show and chat as well. Because there are some folks who watch both hours and don't partake in the chat. That's fine, too. You can watch through tylerglenshow.com. Okay, let's go in and see who we've got to say good morning to in chat. And we start with Road Reverend this morning on Twitch. And Tasha's here, too, saying good morning to everybody and happy Thirsty Thursday. Both a little thirsty and both excited that Friday's brother is here. Oh, Thursdays are fantastic. Because tomorrow, it's Friday. The weekend is just about here. Mama J is here on Twitch. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Zumba Bernice, good morning to the Thirsty crew. And we want to say hi to Orion, Draken, and Monica and Crystal this morning on TikTok. Good morning to you. Nice to see you again, Emma. Thank you for dropping by. We've got Janine here on Facebook. Good morning to you. Good morning. We've got Cheryl here on Twitch saying good morning to everybody. We've got Cindy here on Twitch as well. And Cindy managed to get over to the co-op and get some of those bacon-wrapped pork loins. We're going to show them to you in the good thing coming up in a second here. Quentin's here on Twitch. Polar Bear's here on Twitch. Good morning. Good morning. Boro Bean is here on Twitch. Good morning to you. Welcome, welcome. Good morning to Bernadette on TikTok. Creed the Weed Man and Randy White is on TikTok as well. Good morning to you. Nick's here on Facebook. Good to see you, pal. Alicia, it's been a while, Alicia. Good to see you. Hope the kids are ready for back to school and everything's good. I wonder, I haven't done the poll back to school yet. How ready are we here? We've got, 13 days. Is everybody done? Are you half done? Are you a quarter done? Are you pretty much ready for those who are getting ready for the back-to-school jaunt in a couple of weeks? Are you pretty much ready to go? I'm curious because we're 2 weeks out. It'd be nice to know that a few people have got everything ready to go and you can just sit back and enjoy the last 2 weekends of summer. Nick was up as the thunderstorm kind of ended, at least temporarily. Jody is here. Hey, on Facebook. Hi, Jody. Derek is here on Twitch. Good morning. It's good to see you. Welcome aboard. Ryan is here on Twitch. Trev Webb, good morning to Drunk Thursday. Bomber game tomorrow. Big Bomber game tomorrow. He's getting all geared up, getting ready to go. Alicia says, ready to send those kids back. Is it time? Oh, Quentin says, wrapped up school supplies the other day, so he is done. Quentin is done. He's locked and loaded and ready to go. Anybody else half done? Quarter done? I would think that at this point in time, when our kids were in school 2 weeks out, we were about half. We're about half done. I would always try to get it done a couple weeks in advance to enjoy those last 2 weekends. It just never seemed to work out that way. Jen is here on Facebook this morning. Hey, Jen, good to see you. Hope you had a great summer. Welcome. Nice to see you. Also, Irish is here on TikTok, and Gilly and Benjamet. Good to see you this morning, and thanks for dropping by. Cindy says, first day of school was always a sad day for me. Why was it sad? Why was it a sad day? You weren't at all. I mean, no one loves summer more than me. I think you know that. I love the sun, love the summer, love playing with the friends, getting out, having fun, but the first week of school, I loved because it was seeing everybody. There was always some pockets of friends that you kind of missed through the summer. And you get back into class and you get to catch up with everybody. Week 2 of school, that made me sad because it's like, yeah, we're all caught up. We're all caught up. Good to see you. Hugs and high fives. And now it's like, when's Halloween? When's Christmas? When's a Christmas break? When's Thanksgiving? Mama J says we need to pay a fee, so all I need is 2 boxes of Kleenex per kid. Oh, so you're done. Yeah! Winner's belt, so you're done. Good stuff. That's a good thing, and that's what we'll roll into. Yesterday's good thing. Let's get to it. Yesterday's good thing. Could be big, could be small, could feel like nothing at all, but something good happened yesterday, and we'd love to have you share that with us. Trev is going to be second out of the gate here. His good thing, they went out for dinner last night. Oh, hang on a second. Something bumped off here. Hang on. Went out for dinner last night with my wife and the youngest boy. I asked him if we should go to school supply shopping, and he looked at me and said, I'm going to be 23, and I work. Well, I'm getting old. Well, I think the good thing is that you guys were all together having fun, joking around, and he shouldn't have turned down anything free. You can always, you can't turn down free school supplies, especially when it's like $25 for a pencil and a binder is $50. And but that's awesome. Good thing. Hope you had a nice night out. Sounds great, Trev. Thanks for sharing. Good morning, Kim on TikTok. Let us know if you got a good thing. Just type in GT and then dash, and we start off the day with a good thing. Jim Evans. Hey, Jim. How's it going on TikTok? Look at you all over the place. Good to see you, pal. Good morning to you. JD is also here, and Dan is here, too. Hi, Dan. GT, yesterday's good thing. And Nick has more than one. Look out. Nick says, GT put away some laundry that I did the night before. Wasn't a lot, but at least it's done. Good job, pal. And I officially auditioned for Oliver. That is great. Let us know. I'm excited. Oliver, did you audition for like the role of Oliver? Is it this role? I think this is from Oliver. I'm not sure. You'll correct me if I'm wrong. Sir, can I have some more? Sir, can I have some more? I know that line because I always do it that way at the buffet, like when I'm at Golden Corral or, any buffet restaurant, chili chutney locally. Sir, can I, listen, you can scoop it up yourself. What are you, some kind of idiot? Sir, no, I like the line, though. Can I have some more? And I hold my bowl. I think that's Oliver. Cindy, GT, tried those bacon-wrapped tenderloins. Only wish I bought more. What did I tell you? Oh, I'm so glad you did that, and they were a deal, and they were delicious. Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah. Like, seriously. I'm glad I found them. They weren't on my little marketing list, but I'm going rogue on this one. I'm like, I don't think Co-op is going to be upset at me when I'm telling people, go get some meat. Get this meat. Go. They're just going to sell out of all their bacon-wrapped pork tenderloin. I'm like, God, this is incredible. Great price. They're delicious. They're tender, and it's got bacon. We talked about them on Bacon Day. And it just so happened I was in getting my... And look, they're there. You did them in the air fryer. They're fantastic on the barbecue, too. I find it's been a little windy for the grill lately, and I'm having a bit of a tough time getting it going. So air fryer is just a fantastic backup to the grill, hey? Don't those look good? Go to your local co-ops of Westman. Thank you for supporting the sponsors that support me, and they are fantastic. I do appreciate it, guys, because that's the only way I keep the show going. is you're supporting the sponsors that support me, and I love it when there's something great going on and we can just all rush in there. By the way, Leon's, they've been closed the last couple of days. Their sale starts at 9. It's like the giant clearance. It's like everything is on sale in the entire store. The whole store is on sale. So go, if you've been like putting stuff off, go to Leon's today and get some furniture, appliances, electronics, because they don't close the store in the middle of the week for nothing. They closed it to mark it all down, and they'll open at 9 a.m. this morning. Obviously, you'll get the best selection if you go in there at 9. And coincidentally, that's when the show ends. So it's perfect timing. It's fantastic. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. Borrowed Bean, GT. Today is my 10-year anniversary since receiving my kidney transplant. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. That is, holy cow. Congratulations. That is awesome. Wow. That is amazing, as Mama J says. Lots of love in chat. Lots of love in chat for you. That is great. 10-year anniversary. Wow. So what do you do for that? Do you have do they make kidney piñatas? Is that even appropriate? Where we're going to put a kidney piñata up, and then and then you smash it, and then the candies come out. And I mean, you got to have some kind of celebration, some kind of party. Menu includes kidney bean salads, one of my favorite foods. What else could we do? I don't know if there's a kidney-themed drink. Congratulations. We're so happy for you. And thank you for sharing that, by the way. That's great. Hey, Jared Harris on TikTok. Good to see you this morning. Welcome, welcome. And same with Brandon Browning. It's nice to see you. Good morning, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks, and thanks, Oli. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nick says the audition is the 4th of September. Okay, so we'll do some acting coaching. I've been working with Quentin. He's coming along. So I've got 2 proteges now. I got Quentin and I got Nick. We'll get this done. We'll get you both to Hollywood, and then I just ask for a small percentage for management fee. It's only 65%. It's very small. Good morning, Molly. Good to see you. Ryan Marcus, how long do you think all this rail lockout strike will last? Well, I've got details on that, and I have an update for you. Also, how this is going to affect you at the grocery store. Meat is going to be the first thing that's affected. COVID, it was toilet paper. Now, we're not going to see shortages of meat, but I will explain everything coming up. We're just going to finish up good thing here, and then we're going to give you an update on the rail strike. This is a huge deal. I'm not sure why the media isn't covering it more. I think it's because there's some political implications to this. It's not, and I'm going to try and keep this at a very high level, an entertaining way to understand what's going on. And I will try my best to answer any questions, and if I don't, we'll try and find the answers together. Borrowed Bean says, I'll be celebrating by going to work. Oh, you got to celebrate a little bit. I know. You'll get yourself one of those ice caps or something like that. Something delicious. Something delicious. Steak and kidney pie, says Nick. There you go. Isn't there a Week King game on the 4th, Nick? Uh-oh. Better check that. Better check that. Molly says, will this affect the USA? Yes, it will. It will affect the USA. Again, the American media are covering this more than the Canadian media are, and it's up here. Trev thinks I should work for 60% in head cheese. I like head cheese. Head cheese is awesome. Head cheese is great. Okay, we are going to get to the latest on the labor disruption involving the railways in just a second. First, I just have to remind you that tomorrow is the barbecue over at Murray Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC Certified Service Express, 1500 Richmond Avenue in Brandon. We'd love to see you. It starts at 11:30 tomorrow and goes on to, 11. Not 11:30. 11 till 1:30. $5, and it's for the United Ways Tools for Schools. And you can pre-order by emailing office@brandonuw.ca or call 571-8929. And don't forget, that's a place to get an oil change and help the community at the same time, is at Murray's, right? Because every time you get an oil change, they make a donation to Bear Clan Helping Hands and Samaritan House. So we'd love to see you. You could probably sneak into the Quick Service Express to get yourself an oil change and a hot dog tomorrow. We'd love to see you. And if you can bring some school supplies at the same time, that would be fantastic. Guess who else is going to be there? Kuiper's Family Bakery. They're a sponsor of the barbecue tomorrow. And, of course, if you've never had their hot dog buns, what have you been waiting for? Tomorrow will be a great day to come try them out. They have the official hot dog and hamburger bun of summer at Kuiper's Family Bakery. Not only are they a sponsor of the Tools for Schools barbecue tomorrow, but they have delicious treats, and it's quite possible that Boiled Bean could celebrate with a giant sticky bun or maybe one of those sausage rolls we were talking about. They've got them all for you. Kuiper's Family Bakery, every decadent pastry, cinnamon bun, monster cookies, and more. 1411 First Street, just north of the First and Richmond corner, beside Tasties. Okay, to the labor disruption. This is a big one, guys. This is a labor dispute that is going to affect basically everyone because most of our stuff is coming in by rail. Now, there are already some travel disruptions happening in the big three, Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver. People are having to find a different way to get to work this morning. And meat is going to be the first thing that's going to be affected by this because in preparation for the lockdown, or the lockout rather, they had stopped some meat shipments days in advance. And what does that mean for you at the grocery store? Well, nothing initially. It's going to be like a week to 10 days, possibly as much as 2 weeks before we could see things like shortages, price increases, and stuff like that. Now, the longest rail strike in our country's history, I believe, is around 9 days before the government steps in and says, look, it's just too important. So much stuff gets trucked around by rail. We can't have this go on for too long. Here's what's different. There's two things that make this a very unique situation. Number one is that both railways are out at the same time. Allow me the analogy of air travel. If we basically, Canada, as I've said before, is the country of twos. We have two phone companies. We have two airlines. We've got chocolate and vanilla at the ice cream store. Everything is in twos. That's basically the Canadian option because we're not a very big country. So you've got chocolate and vanilla. And in rail, it's the same thing. Two companies. So imagine, if you would, WestJet and Air Canada going on strike at the same time. And you're getting ready to fly somewhere, and you've got business people traveling all over the place, and everyone at Air Canada and WestJet at the same time says, we're shutting down. I mean, it would just be like, well, how do we get somewhere? I mean, well, you got car, you got other options, and in this case, it's going to be trucking companies. Trucking companies are scrambling because there's some stuff that's got to get through no matter what. Now, there are some big items, like, for example, one that stands out for me is chlorine. Chlorine is used to treat your drinking water in municipalities right across North America. The only way to be transporting it in large quantities is by rail. We could be a few weeks away from like a boil water advisory in a lot of municipalities that don't have chlorine on the ready. There's no reason to panic yet because, again, the government usually steps in within a few days to say, there's going to be binding arbitration. They take the two heads and smack them together, like a parent that comes in and says, listen, you two, get a deal done and get this going because the country is suffering. Here's the second thing that's different, though. This is a minority government. What that means is that it could fall at any time without the support of the third party. They're being propped up. And that's why the third party has been asking for all these goodies and getting them, like dental care and pharmacare and different things, because the prime minister said, well, I better do it or they'll topple me. I'm kind of vulnerable. And so basically the third party says, you better do this. And he goes, okay, I will. Better do that. And for most part, it's been freebies and spending and things like that. But with the strike, the lockout going on, Jagmeet Singh has said, don't get involved. Stand back, because the party is very friendly to unions and labor and wants this negotiation to kind of organically solve itself, but it may not solve itself. And so if JT, the prime minister, doesn't listen and says, no, I'm going to force them back to work, he runs a serious risk of being toppled. So he's got his hide on the line. The country's supply chain hangs in the balance, and this is a rather serious situation. Again, no reason to run out and buy 50 packages of toilet paper. But, it's just something that I think a lot of people aren't entirely aware of and how serious this actually is.
300 workers between both Canadian Pacific Kansas City and Canadian National are locked out at this point. The companies and the same union for both, the Teamsters, they've clearly been unable to come to a deal after a really long and fractious bargaining process. At some points, both sides couldn't even agree on what they disagreed about. The union said CPKC wanted to weaken rules protecting workers from fatigue, but the company said its offers didn't compromise safety. The Teamsters said CN wanted more power to order workers to relocate across Canada, but the company said that relocation would be voluntary. The federal government had rejected demands from both of the railways and from business groups to eliminate even the possibility of this labor dispute by forcing both sides into binding arbitration. But earlier today, the federal labor minister said absolutely not to that. Now, the Teamsters have said they remain at the bargaining table, but at the same time, all of their workers are locked out, Adrian.
Okay, so that's the story of the
This
workers,
is what's going to.
but
This
it
is how
means
it affects us when we go to the grocery store. Have a listen to this part. This is an important part right here.
By Canadians everywhere. Can you walk through what they should expect in the morning?
Yeah, this is a massive railway disruption. In the short term, more than 30,000 commuters on certain lines in Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal may not be able to grab their train of choice because some of those passenger trains operate on lines that need CPKC staff. Via Rail loses a route through Sudbury. Businesses are going to find shipping very seized up in the morning. Half of all Canadian exports take the train in some fashion. And it's pretty critical for goods at home, too. On top of consumer products like, let's say, foods, chlorine, which is needed for drinking water treatment, moves by rail, and it cannot move by truck or by ship. There are estimates that the economic damage is tens of millions of dollars each day. If this is only a short dispute, businesses might be able to make up for that once it's resolved. But the longer this lockout, the heavier the damage. And it's really hard to estimate what that would be because, as you mentioned, we've never seen both CN and CP off the job at the same time, Adrian.
Yeah, so they're both shut down, and it's a huge deal. And the other thing that was not mentioned here is the recovery. So I had read that it's going to take 2 months to reestablish and make the supply chains healthy once a deal is reached. So 2 months, that gets us September, October. Guess what's happening at the start of November? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I mean, 2 months for it to get back. And, through COVID, we all were used to going and trying to get something or ordering something and had somebody say at a retail store, say, oh, well, sorry, supply chain issues. Sorry, we couldn't get that in. Sorry, we can't help you with that. There's going to be a lot more of that on the horizon. And hopefully they can get this deal done. Hopefully things can return to normal and we can get the supply chain working as it should. But some of your reaction coming up after the first beach break because there has been a lot of reaction to this story. And we'll talk a little bit more about it. And we'll try to keep it as fun as possible, of course, because we are the show about food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. Oh, we need to go for a beach break. What do you say? Time for a beach break. Let's do it. Okay, so we are going to, is this Italy? No, this is Spain again. This is Playa del Alta in Spain. Oh, and we've got beach chairs sitting here waiting for us. Let's go to the beach. We are back with more in just a bit.
Sunrise, golden rays. Oh yeah. On the beach, we're here to stay. Feel the heat, the waves so fun. Sun seekers shining bright. Shine, shine. There's always a beach chair for you. Dream big, see you through. Living life loving this view with the sun and sea. Dreams come true. Flip flops, sand in our toes. Where it ends, nobody knows. Catch the vibe, daytime glow. Sun seekers, let it show. There's always a beach chair for you. Dream big, see through. Living life, loving this view. With the sun and sea, dreams come true. Flip-flops, sand in our toes. Where it ends, nobody knows. Catch the vibe, daytime glow. Sun seekers, let it show. There's always a beach chair for you. Dream big, see through. Living life, loving this view. With the sun and sea, dreams come true. So we rise up, chase our dreams. Dreams. Palm trees and summer scenes. Love the life, feel the breeze. Sun seekers, living free. There's always a beach there for you. Dream big, see through. Living life, loving this view. With the sun and sea, dreams come true.
Oh, what a beautiful beach in Spain. Congratulations, Russell. They have got their new cancer care center open. That is some fantastic news. That's a great way to start the day with some good news there. We moved from Spain, that live shot of Spain, to back to southern Manitoba, where we had some thunder showers move through the area overnight, make things nice and damp for us, add a little bit of moisture, and we got double digits. It's definitely humid this morning, and that humidity is going to stay with us for a little while. It's going to feel sticky today, high 25, 27 in the sunshine tomorrow, 29 on Saturday, and some showers now on Sunday. Apparently, the rain showers that we were expecting to start the week next week, not so heavy on Sunday, and lots of good harvest weather after Sunday. We'll have just a bit of a brief interruption to our harvest on Sunday with some rain in 29. But then next week, guys, lots of sunshine. So that's good news for harvesters. Good news for our harvesting. They have no way of getting the crop out to the coast, but it's okay. We'll get it in the bin, and it'll all be good. 13 days, 1 hour, 28 minutes until the start of the school year. And this is a look at our air temperature map across the continent. No matter where you're lurking in from or checking out the show, this is how things are looking for you once it loads. Come on now, you can do it. Maybe you won't. All right, that's what. Come on, chug. Maybe not. All right, we'll come back to you. So back to the labor disruption with Canadian Pacific, Kansas City, and Canadian National Railway. So they're moving around $1 billion worth of stuff every day, as we'd mentioned to you earlier. The first thing that's going to be affected in this is meat. Both major railways halted shipments that needed cooler temperatures, and they did that a few days ago, realizing that this was going to likely be the outcome. A continued interruption in service will cause unprecedented damage to Canada's meat industry, says the Canadian Meat Council. Some processing plants anticipate losing up to $3 million a week. The thing to keep in mind is that while a lot of the pigs that are coming into, we have a pork processing plant in our town. I mean, those pigs are coming in by truck. But they, when they process them and make our delicious pork chops and bacon and all the good stuff we like to throw on the grill, and piggies are so delicious. But they got to get out of here somehow. They've got to be shipped out or shipped to the ports, right? And that is done by rail. For a disruption in the meat industry, Daniel C., a lawyer and business professor at Toronto Metro University, says that the effects could be within 2 weeks as far as meat is concerned. You may not see it in the pocketbook right away, but over the course of time, you're going to start seeing shortages and then price increases. After meat, it's the auto industry. And they've already come through a tough time because they had that security issue not too long ago with regards to all the car dealers. We had so many computer issues this summer that were playing with supply chain, and now this. Both railway companies distribute automobiles and auto parts to major population centers across Canada and the U.S. Midwest. This will mean longer wait times for cars to be delivered, especially if there's a supply chain backup. So expect to hear that Classic line, as we heard through COVID, well, it's going to be delivered, but it's being delayed because the railway shut down. At the end of the day, experts say that it is possible that this work stoppage may hurt people's pocketbooks. They warn that because railways also transport large amounts of Canadian oil, there is the potential for gas shortages too. Again, no reason to panic, no reason to go out and buy a whole bunch of toilet paper. But what baffles me is that, once again, I am monitoring the Canadian news in the studio here, and it's all about the Democrats' convention in Chicago. And people wonder why the media is in trouble. Seriously, this is a huge deal. This has the potential to impact people's food, how they get around. Oh no, as long as we don't get the orange guy into office again, let's just tell the Canadians what's going on. Like, come on, you guys, do better. What's wrong with you? Come on. Ryan says that we need to stockpile chlorine. Well, that's impossible to do, but where there's money to be made. Mama J says, very thankful to have a freezer full of meat. You should be golden. Ryan says, when does hunting season start? Well, Quentin would have that information. He is our resident hunter. Oh, man. Yes, and archery is just about to start. Rifle is in November. Time to learn how to use a bow and arrow, says Ryan. It's time to learn how to use a bow and arrow. Kevin says, do I need to stock up on toilet paper? No. Toilet paper comes in by truck, Kevin. We should be okay. Dean says, wait, don't we pay a tax to stop this? It seems that whenever in Canada we want something to stop, the government taxes it and it mysteriously goes away. I know. I mean, let's call it the choo-choo tax. The Tommy the Tank tax. Maybe that'll help. Jerry says, well, when you think of it as one of the main ways to get around, maybe there'll be a stoppage at the Manitoba-Ontario border, cutting the country in half if anything happened to it. I'm not sure what that means. But Alana is also worried about toilet paper. Whenever there's a crisis, people are worried about toilet paper. And it's human psychology. They studied this after COVID, saying, wow, why was there a run on toilet paper as soon as they said the pandemic is here? And it's like, because it is the one thing, embarrassingly enough, we cannot be without. We need our toilet paper. But I don't think toilet paper was around 300 years ago. What'd they use? Like leaves on the trees? Could always go back to the leaves on the trees. Socks. Val says this is going to be devastating for the entire economy. So many products move by rail, and harvest is just getting going. For God's sake, grain elevators rely on the trains. Exactly. The elevator we hauled to was full by last Friday, and no train arrived on Monday as we expected. Things have already been impacted before the strike. This could be disastrous. Hopefully it gets resolved quickly. Quentin is going to be taking down multiple animals to distribute among the Sunseekers. Yes. Oh no, Timu will probably be affected. Yeah, no, internet delivery should be fine. Any internet delivery, that's all truck. However, I should be careful what I say here, because while on the surface, you know, your Temu and your Amazon packages and all that stuff, they do arrive by truck. The priority is going to be put on priority items. So that could cause delays in shipping. It's unprecedented, meaning this has never happened before. So we don't know. If you see a deal on Christmas presents and you see something you think someone would like for Christmas, my advice to you, buy it. Because we don't know how long this is going to go on. And if this thing goes on for a month, it's going to impact Christmas. There's no question about it. Candace says, where's the government? They have stopped and put back to work legislation on unions with a lot less impact on the economy. So why aren't they doing anything? Again, the third party has told them, stay out of it. Let them get this taken care of. So, We'll continue to watch that. In the meantime, I believe Quentin is signing off for the day, and he's grabbed his weapons, and he is headed to the bush. He is headed to the bush with an axe. Quentin is building a log cabin for the Sunseekers, and he is killing multiple animals, and he will hang them in the bush. And he is ready for the apocalypse. He went to Costco and has bought several pails of the emergency food, and he's a prepper. He's a prepper, and he's already. Oh, and he sent me a picture. He's got his Rambo headband on. He's ripped his shirt off. Have you seen Rambo? Yeah, he's turned into Rambo. He's ready for the apocalypse. You know what I mean? He's ready for the end of days. And what say the Canadian media? Oh, Tim Walz was speaking last night. Who cares? Holy cow. However, Cindy said, even though we're talking about Christmas, it's good to keep in mind that she stopped at a friend's house yesterday, and they're putting up their Christmas lights, which is really getting a jump on things. That's really getting a jump on things. Yesterday, we were telling you about Alicia Silverstone and how she had stopped on the street. I believe it was a stranger's yard. She had seen a tree, or come across a tree she'd never seen before, and eaten a berry. And people on the internet went bananas because it was like, oh my God, that is a poison tree. You should not be eating this. But she did. And then we didn't hear from her for a long time. And the internet was very concerned about Alicia Silverstone. But thankfully, she is okay. I still have some concerns, though, because the follow-up post that she put on TikTok was just a slideshow. Here's how this all went down. Here, have a look at this.
Okay, I've discovered something that I can't figure out what it is, and I need your help. I just bit into it because I was on the street, and we were discussing whether this was a tomato or not. It's definitely not, because look at these leaves. Those are the leaves. So what the heck is this? Because when you open it up, it looks like that. And if I bite it...
Would you ever do
I think
that?
you're supposed to eat this.
I don't think I'm supposed to eat this.
It's almost like a pepper. Does anyone know what this is?
It's a poison. It's
I don't
poison.
know what it is. I need someone to tell me. I'm in England. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so yeah, that's poison. And some people were online saying, okay, you have 5 minutes to live. Get yourself to the hospital. It's not going to kill you unless you eat large quantities of them. But it can kill you if you eat large quantities. They're called they're a Jerusalem cherry. And so the fruit can wreak havoc on young children and pets especially. A medical journal case from 2000 tells of a 4-year-old Italian girl who suffered severe symptoms, including hallucinations, heart problems, after eating some Jerusalem cherries. And the seeds are especially toxic. Inside the cherry in this seed is something called Solana capsaicin. It's in the same family as morphine. So experts say it's probably a good idea to not try fruits if you do not know the identity of them. Doesn't that sound like great advice? If you don't know what it is and you don't know where it came from, it's probably a good idea that you just maybe take it home, maybe look on the internet and do a little Google search because, of course, the internet was quick to react to this. So she provided an update, and this is what it looked like is on Instagram. And so here she is, and she says, I'm alive and well. Don't worry. I didn't swallow. So Alicia is fine. Although, again, this is a slideshow. I demand that Alicia hold a newspaper up with the current date on it so that I know she's alive. Alicia, why are you so clueless? Please tell us you're alive. Anyway, she's all good. She's all good. Debbie is here on Facebook, says, Green, this is back to the strike now, or the lockout, the shutdown of our railways. The grain elevators being full has had a huge impact on farmers' harvesting season when the rail is not moving grains to port. Trev reminds me that Rambo is a reference far too old for many of the folks. We talk about so much stuff on this show that people can't identify with because of age. That's where Google is your friend. I think you'll have to refer to The Rock, even though that is also getting too old. Oh, man. Yeah, and diarrhea from trees is never fun. So Ryan says, so she's the new Hawk Tui girl? Don't swallow. Oh, I knew that was coming. I'm just glad she appears to be okay. She appears to be okay. And look at this. When we saw Nelly last weekend, he was a new dad. That is so awesome. Congratulations. This news just coming in this morning that Ashanti has given birth, welcoming a first baby with Nelly. Months after announcing their pregnancy and engagement, Ashanti and Nelly welcomed their first child together, a baby boy named Kareem Kenakid Hayes, on July 18th. News just coming to E! News. The baby was actually born on July the 18th. And it totally makes sense now that that Nelly wanted to be picked up. He flew in by private jet to the Minot Airport on the weekend for his show. And they had some transportation all lined up, some private transportation for him all lined up and ready to go. And he had asked for his management team and his crew and the tour bus to come and get him. And because there is there's a bed, there's like a kitchen. It's like a house on wheels. You know, these tour buses that all the stars have. So he preferred to have that, to get picked up in that for the 90-minute drive from Minot to Belcourt for the show on Friday. And now I understand. He's a new dad. It's like, I need a vehicle with a bed. He is not, and he put on a great show. You wouldn't know that he was like not well rested. He did a good job. It was a great show. Had lots of fun. So congratulations to Nelly and Ashanti. And enjoy parenthood. Welcome to the club. Have a baby, she said. It'll be magical, she said. Oh, yes. Hey, if you get hit by hail, remember my friends at Auto Fashion. Auto Fashion is going to take care of you with paintless dent repair. They're MPI, SGI accredited. You'll get a courtesy car. You may even get a $50 restaurant gift card to your favorite local spot. And you know what? Don't let it stress you out. They'll take care of you. They'll make it like it never even happened. And the same goes for the detailing they call fine auto finishing. They are going to make sure the inside of your vehicle, if you bring it to them, they're going to get rid of all the evidence of a busy and fruitful summer of days at the beach and popsicle sticks lining the back seats, the gravel and sand from the beach all over the place in the back of your car. Let's get it all cleaned up. Take it to your friends at Auto Fashion at 255 17th Street North behind Lee's Buffet, next to the car wash. Epla office is on 18th Street in Brandon, and if you're buying or selling a home, or you've got friends or family member that are like sharing some news saying, hey, we've got news. We are looking at buying a house, or we've put an offer on a house. You know what? I really appreciate if you recommend, as part of the transaction, Epla office, because they are the experts when it comes to buying and selling and, land transfers and things like that. They'll take care of you. Make it simple, easy. They're friendly, easy to deal with, fun to deal with. And lawyers normally aren't all that fun. Epla office, real estate law, corporate law. They'll also work with you on wills and estates at 642 18th Street, Unit A, across from the RBC on 18th Street. And you've always got time for Tim Hortons. Oh, we also celebrated Bacon Day this week, Bacon Lovers Day this week with those $3 breakfast sandwiches. They're so good. The bacon one, by far and away, is the best. However, you can get them in sausage, bacon, or egg and cheese. Now, the $3 sandwich is yours with the purchase of any hot or cold coffee. This is a limited time offer. Get in there while you can and get the best deal on breakfast at Tim Hortons of Westman and area, with 10 area locations in Verdun, Neepawa, Dauphin, and Moosomin. You've always got time for Tim Hortons. And thank you, Quentin says, at Auto Fashion, absolutely blown away by their work. They happen to double book, but got a hold of as it goes on and on and on. Thank you for supporting those that support me. I appreciate them. I appreciate you. Thank you. Great service. Great service. That's what we love to hear. That is fantastic. And again, thank you for supporting those that support the show. That's how we keep it going. And we're so excited because the sponsors that we have on the show, every single one of them are insanely busy. It's just fantastic and has nothing to do with me. It just has everything to do with being very, very smart, very, very awesome with their business and providing a great service and or products at a great price. And, does it always mean that it's going to be the cheapest? No, but does mean it's going to be great quality. And interestingly enough, I was talking to a guy yesterday. I forgot this for good thing. In Toronto, and he had commented on the show and had commented on the awesome sponsor lineup that we have, and was rather impressed with everything. So it's getting some notice beyond our town, beyond our borders, and that's kind of cool because as I've said from day one since I grew up in the area that there are some folks in our town, in our area, and in small towns across North America that are doing world-class things. And just because they're not in Toronto or Vancouver or New York or Chicago or Los Angeles doesn't mean that they're not doing great stuff. It just means they're choosing to live as far from the ocean as they possibly can. Why? I'm not sure. But in the summertime, it's fantastic. In the wintertime, it's not so much. But we got lots of time to get to there. Lots of time to get to winter. And one of those places is Kuiper's Family Bakery. They are famous for their sausage rolls. And if you've never had one, this is a real good close-up shot of the sausage roll. Now, not from Kuiper's, but this is your quintessential sausage roll. And I'm showing it because this is taken from the book of, "You've done such a wonderful job. We're going to give you an amazing reward for all your hard work." After 40 years of service, he got 40 sausage rolls. This on the heels of the 7-Eleven worker who just put in 50 years and got an email from the CEO. Oh, words cannot express my appreciation. Now, that's not all. He got sausage rolls for his 40 years of service to the Alliance supermarket chain. Kevin Parsons, who's 56, started at 16 years old. He was also awarded a tropical-themed mural for his home and an unframed gift certificate. That is awesome. He says, "Of all the things I miss about the UK and the United States, it's the sausage rolls. First thing I do when I land at Heathrow is head to Greg's or Pret to consume numerous sausage rolls." I didn't know they were a UK thing. But once you have one of these, caution, once you have one of these, you can't unhave one. They're so awesome. Holy man, they're good. But for 40 years of service, 40 sausage rolls, So if you are queasy when it comes to snakes, spiders, stuff like that, you may want to look away here. Because you know what? I think maybe I'll wait for hour 2 to show this video. It's not terribly graphic, but the headline reads like this. A man from Thailand sat on the toilet. Yes, you know where I'm going with this. He sat on the toilet, felt a little tickle. Hey, wait a second. What's going on? There's something in the toilet bowl. And the tickle quickly turned into a chomp. And there was a snake in the toilet. Move over, snakes on a plane. This is snakes in the toilet, complete with fangs. And it bit him. Not in the bum. It didn't bite him in the nether area. It bit him in the marble sack. Even snakes like nuts. Even snakes like nuts. Thanthon Tego One, I'm probably mispronouncing his name, shared his nightmare story on social media, telling the world about his unbelievable, terrifying story, and he even posted the video, which is, oh my God. Oh, wow. Maybe I won't show it in hour 2. I will, you know what I'll show you right now is a picture of the snake. Here it is. Here's a picture of the snake that bit him in the junk. Look at this. There he is. He's, oh my God. What's wrong with their plumbing that they could get snakes into the plumbing like that? According to Thanat, his Sunday started like any other. The married dad woke up around 10 o'clock in the morning, headed to the bathroom. He said he first flushed the toilet to make sure that there was no unwanted surprises. Smart move. Because monsoons often bring reptiles into the sewer system. I did not know this. I don't think I'm going to Thailand anymore. Zumba Bernice, did you know this? Did you know that the reptiles could come in through the piping? Did you know this? Suddenly, he said, he felt a sharp pain in his testicles. He realized that something had sunk his teeth into the marbles. He immediately spotted the culprit. The terrifying snake had his fangs dug into his hoo-ha. He said he grabbed the snake. He tried to rip it out of the toilet, but it was too long. Freaking out, he said he scanned the room, found a toilet brush, which he used to brutally beat the snake. Holy cow. And then the snake died. And so how do you is the right answer to the question, honey, what are you doing in there? I'm beating a snake. Is not the right. But how else? I got bit. I got assaulted by a snake in the toilet. Holy cow. Bernice, yep, that's why you keep the lid down. Oh my God. That is so scary. That is crazy sauce. This is why we live where the air hurts our face. This is why we live where the air hurts our face, so the snakes don't bite us in the backside. Wow. Cindy says, imagine if that ever happened to a child. Holy cow. Yeah, that, I guess I was going to say the child could get literally eaten maybe, but the bite would, elicit a cry, and mom and dad would probably jump on in and take care of it. So anyway, the neighbor took him to the hospital so that he could get tested, and he received medical treatment. Now he says he feels fine, and so do his man parts. And all they said to do was to go home and take care of your important parts. It was a non-venomous snake. So good news there. It was just a bite. Just a little bite. Clint says not his trouser snake. So I know that as a sun seeker, you will check the toilet, even though we live in the country where the air hurts our face. I think after hearing that story today, you too will be checking your toilet before you use it today, aren't you? I know I will. Hey, thanks a lot to our friends on TikTok, Blazing Phoenix, Shamrock, also to Derek Galloway, Marcel Champagne. Good to see you. Jared Harris, Brandon Browning, and a whole host of other folks who joined us on TikTok this morning. We got to run. We're moving the party over to Twitch. Twitch.tv/Tyler Glen Show is where you'll find hour 2 of the show. Again, the show comes in an abbreviated podcast, 40 minutes or less, available at tylerglenshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Love to have you download that if you can't make the show. But the best thing of all is when you sign up for Twitch, get yourself a user handle and jump into Twitch chat so you can be part of both hours of the show. Okay? Love to have you do that. We're moving over to Twitch, TikTok. See you for Keyboard Friday tomorrow. Have a great Thirsty Thursday. And now we are going to move on over to our friends on Facebook and YouTube and X and say farewell to you, bid you adieu.